So this is so this is actually a review of today's London session. It's actually in full swing still, but I want to see if I can challenge myself to find a proper setup every session. So yesterday, of course, was a big drop. We hit a low, price rallied, and now it's consolidating here near this change in the state. So we had a consolidation. Let me just see how it was according to the profile. So actually Asia rallied, and then um, London tagged these highs. So I'll just the lows, I mean. So what do I see? So what can be seen is that there are no SMTs of the liking. So price action was really consistent in terms of following in one another's footstep. So both have this M15 fair value gap. I can drag it all the way down, but I think it's clear that it's here. Price created a low in its fair value gap, started ranging just before London Open. It ran the highs but then corrected, and then it actually was looking for liquidity here, running these lows and then rallying upwards. So these are actually the setups that I look for, and they're ideal with an SMT because then you get more confirmation. But what I saw is, so I tried to look on the M5, but because it was a M15 fair value gap, my starting point is the 1 minute. So then I look for a clear relevant fair value gap, and I'm looking ideally for singular fair value gap. So these are two. I could also tag this one, but I rather go for a singular fair value gap. Of course, there was one here as well, which is the more aggressive trade. But I did not really like it because there was also a fair value gap over here. So then you do have some confluence, but you have to take into account if you want to trade the close above the fair value gap here, you have a really high probability that price is going to tag the probably discount. Yes, see, so it hits the 50% the EQ of this move up. And again, since it was consolidating near a changing the state, I also thought, okay, I want to see a bit more confirmation. So then here I would decide not to take the 1 minute. So then I start just looking for a proper singular fair value gap, which aligns with price action. And how it also works for me is that the higher the time frame, so I'm thinking in terms of 1 to 5 minutes, and the more, let's say, reasonable the level, the more confluence with price action, the better I like it. So here I went to the 3 was also very nice. I think actually 3 was also very much possible. The 4 I also liked. So here there's, whether you take the 2, the 3 or the 4, but what I see here as well, so this was a 4-minute level, and when I drop back to the 1, what I tend to now see is that reversals look a bit stronger when you have, and now I'm going to look if I can actually see if you have this, where is it? The path. Where you have this pattern for a bullish reversal, like this. Maybe a drop and then it's done. So this is the move, right? Support, support, breakdown, resistance, resistance, one correction, and then once it moves above this level, that's a good opportunity to go long. And the same, that was my phone, the same applies in the opposite direction. So then you would have, the opposite, resistance, twice, let's see, like this, then a move up, a move down, and then you can trade it the same way. Okay, So how would you trade this, or how would I trade this? This would be a long opportunity. Once you get the close above, you can go for the retest of the fair value gap, but you have no guarantee. So now it all depends on your risk appetite. So you go long after the close above the now inverse fair value gap. You can take the low at the candle or give it some extra room to breathe. And then what you can do is target these last highs. That would already set you up for a 2.5. But as you can see here, if there is good movement, then you can leave a runner. And this will give you a 4-hour trade, which in my opinion is actually ridiculous. So this is an example of how there was a trade this morning in London session.